Hi everyone, my name is Mauricio Lastres, and today I want to share with you some racing lessons. So today's lesson is prompted by the recent accident on track in the Malaysian Grand Prix between Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel, where after the race was over and the checkered flag was waved, they were in the middle of the cool down lap, and then the two cars collided. And I think that that's an important lesson to learn from, and it's not something that we've seen for the first time. First of all, I want to share with you the accident if you haven't seen it already. In which case, they've already done maybe they're about a third of the way around the racetrack, and normally the procedure is that they're, picking up marbles off track and doing a couple fiddling with the steering wheels and changing a few settings on there, and basically just pick up marbles and just put the car in a post-race settings is the only job, and then just limp back to the pits. I'm not going to be as hard as some drivers or other commentators are on it.
Vettel, can you explain me? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What? What a stupid twat crashes on the outlap, on the lap that not even counting for the race. The race is finished, Seb. You know you cannot gain any more positions.
First one back to the bar wins.
Exactly.
But I will say that this is definitely a classic case of losing focus and not paying attention. And I'm not going to want to exactly place blame or say who was in the wrong. We can discuss that in the comments. But I think it's pretty clear that there's one driver that was caught off guard, and then there was one that wasn't. I think it's obvious that when you're in the middle of the cool down lap, sometimes you lose the focus because you're not racing anymore. And when that happens, you can get caught off guard. So I think in this case, Lance Stroll wasn't aware that Sebastian Vettel even was behind him, because behind him, probably the last time they checked his mirrors was Romain Grosjean. And all of a sudden, Sebastian Vettel was next to him, never saw him. And then he decided that he was not where he wanted to be on the racetrack, and he wanted to pick up some more marbles. So then he was going to basically release the steering and let the car go offline to pick up some more trash, and that's where he was going, and he was completely unaware that there was a car next to him, and then that's how they had the impact. And then some people can blame Sebastian Vettel too for just being out there, maybe a little bit too close to another car. It really is irrelevant. The point of today's lesson is you never stop driving the race car. If you're in a race car and it's moving, you always have to be focused, and you always have to be aware that things can happen. What I want to share with you is, the fact that I personally have seen many accidents or many spins and just complete lapses in judgment happen in outlaps, pace laps, under yellow, in the pits, and also in cool down laps. I've been in kart races where I've seen, after we've taken the checker, where somebody just spins off and crashes into somebody else. Why? I have no clue. I do not know how you even do that, spinning on corner exit when you're supposed to be, on throttle or whatever. But yeah, just post-race, somebody just spins out and crashes into somebody else. I've seen cars spin off on the warm-up lap, I suppose, before taking a green. I've seen cars obviously have issues under caution, and then we've seen, I've personally never seen a crash on pit road, but I have seen crashes obviously through televised racing that happen on pit road. So basically, these are all the classic moments where you let down your guard. If the caution comes out, it's a safety car, you let down your guard, and you can't do that. If you have a long enough career and you're doing enough races, you will get caught by this. So you have to practice and be really aware that just because you're under caution, just because you're on an out lap, just because you're on a cool down lap, that, oh, now we're not racing, like I can, chill out. No, you can't. If that race car's out there, you have to be aware. In some ways, we know that, truthfully, driving on the highway is way more dangerous than driving on the racetrack any day. But that's not how it feels. You definitely have to be more alert anytime that you're in a race car on the racetrack. You don't want to embarrass yourself. You don't want to do something stupid like spin out or anything like that and damage the car when you're not actually at racing speed. That being said, personally, it's even happened to me. One time for practice, we were doing an installation lap. It was the first laps of the weekend. This was in a Formula Enterprise car, slick tires. It was a cold track temperature because it's still early. It wasn't going to be a cold day, but it was overcast. And the installation lap procedure, where I was just going to do 2 laps, no flying lap, just the out lap and then an in lap. And just bring the car back in and then just make sure that everything is on it good and tight before we actually started running at speed. So of course, I'm aware of what's going on, but not the same way that I would be on an angered lap. And then just the laziest little looped spin because I wasn't ready to catch the car, and I didn't think that at the speed that I was going that would happen. But that's what happens when the tires, are cold and have no air pressure in them, and the surface of them is very hard. You can easily lose the car. Luckily, nothing happened, just spun, and it was at low speed, and then was able to keep the engine engaged, and just turned right back around and went on my way. But obviously, it could have been a bad situation, and again, I've seen a lot of it happen. So it's very critical, guys, that you always maintain focus, and especially under caution, especially on pit road. Those are very, very dangerous times. And then when you're on in laps and out laps, it's very easy to become complacent and just be a little bit too calm, but don't, because that's how accidents happen. If it's in real life, you don't want to hurt the car, you don't want to hurt yourself or your reputation. And well, I mean, if it's sim racing, points matter, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. But we see a lot of that on iRacing and sim races as well, where people make silly mistakes under caution, on pit road, and before and after races. So again, guys, this is just a reminder. Call it a PSA. So that's it, guys. Comment in the video. Let me know what you think of who was at fault over last week's accident. And then as far as other accidents, we can discuss what the cause was. But I do want to remind you guys that we have some cool stuff coming up when we hit 1,400 followers or subscribers here on this YouTube channel. And that I'm working on some sponsorships for the YouTube channel just so that I can give you guys better prizes. So hopefully some announcements will be coming out soon. But I've definitely been working hard for you guys so that you guys can get even cooler stuff when we hit 1,400, 5,000, 10,000. And pretty soon I'll start working on the new Motec workbook that I will be sharing with you guys at 1,400 subscribers. So until next time, guys, remember, hit the subscribe, like the videos, and share them if you can. All right, guys? Otherwise, I'll see you on the racetrack.